Chapter 20. Quality Time. To Valerie, time seemed to have little meaning in Camelot Castle, particularly when she was with Comet and Angel. While she was sent to Equestria as punishment, it felt more like a vacation. Days of repetitively guarding the Princess Prize Phoenix, Philomena, just blurred together. It wasn't really a job. It was actually kind of fun. Angel made everything lively and entertaining, putting all of her effort into making everyone else happy. Comet, who had considerably warmed up to her, tried to maintain his stoic and cool demeanor while around them, which often saved the day when a superior officer came around. Still, life wasn't all about work. Free time for the guards meant hangout time for the trio, often going into town together, playing card and board games, playing with Philomena, or just a day of sleeping. As time passed, the other guards took notice of the trio and often made snide comments behind their backs, particularly about Comet. "Did you see that guy with the griffin and bat pony? He can't keep his fetishes private, eh?" was a popular bite-backing remark. Being a griffin and used to the cool remarks, Valerie had easily shrugged off any comment made about them. Of course, the other guards were jealous of Comet, who got to hang out with a beautiful bat pony and a voluptuous griffin, like every other day. However, Angel often had a hard time dealing with the bat pony remarks she got, mainly those about foals. Comet merely shrugged off rumors, opting for his trademark silent mood. But secretly he did get upset about them. Especially the one rumor that went around only reason he was around Angel and Valerie was because he couldn't satisfy a regular pony mare. That rumor quickly got quelled by Valerie, saying if he could keep her happy, well then, he was 4 times better than the average pony. Still, rumors eventually faded and life just kept moving forward. Soon, the warm sun began to set earlier and the temperatures began to drop. Talk about the big event last year, the Grand Galloping Gala began to circulate in the castle around them at the same time. Almost every pony, including Angel, was bubbling over with excitement. For days, Angel went on about how it was the biggest party of the year, how she would polish her armor for the event, and who she would meet. Comet just kept on being a guard, quiet and stony, but offered insight to Valerie since she had never been to the event, or ever heard of it for that matter. As the weeks passed, Angel slowly became more of a night guard than a regular guard. She was sent out more often as an escort, posted at stations that lasted later into the night, and pretty soon, she was taken off of Philomena guard duty, leaving just Comet and Valerie to watch the temperamental Phoenix. In her personal opinion, Valerie absolutely loved spending more time with Comet alone. Many conversations were had to pass the time, often about how griffin culture differed from pony culture. "So yeah," Valerie said nonchalantly, "most griffins aren't considered adults until then." Comet shifted uncomfortably as he contemplated what Valerie just told him. Apparently, griffins were a very barbaric group if they needed to fight a manicore to become full adult. Comet couldn't imagine having to wrestle a manicore, much less hoping to win, to simply just become an adult in their culture. "Well, Comet began unsurely. "Most stallions here are considered adults when they get a job." Valerie chuckled at that and smiled. "Oh yeah, it's also difficult for a griffin like me to become an adult too." "What do you mean by that?" Comet asked. "Well, for a griffin," she began. No, I mean weren't you just talking about how griffins become adults?" Valerie tilted her head quizzically and said, "What do you mean?" "You said that's how griffins become adults. Aren't you a griffin too?" Comet inquired, scrunching his face up. "Of course I'm a griffin," Valerie worded slowly. Comet gave a frustrated groan and just turned away, upset at the lack of communication. Valerie shook her head in confusion, but Comet tried one last time. "Okay, you said griffins had to wrestle manticores to become adults, but then said griffins like you became adults another way. So, aren't you a griffin?" Comet asked, hoping what he said made sense. Upon hearing that, Valerie's mind clicked into a place, and she chuckled. "Oh, I get it. Yeah, I'm a griffin, but not that kind. You see, male griffins rantle manticores. Female griffins like me, they become adults another way. How's that? Comet inquired. Valerie shot him a seductive look and cooed. We mate. Comet's eyes shrank at that. The griffin busted out laughing and said, No. Us females become adults when we reach the age to size and bear young griffins. Oh, that's good, Comet replied in a confusing tone. The rest of the day was spent avoiding another such conversation, centering mostly around what griffin society was. According to Valerie, male griffins were drafted into military service once they had proved themselves adults, and spent the next 6 years guarding against wyvern and ursa attacks, patrolling the borders of the Griffin Kingdom, or quelling worker uprisings. The king of the Griffins, Lord Bladebeak, ruled with an iron talon, commanding respect among the Griffins, and even being rumored to have intimidated Princess Celestia during a border dispute when the Crystal Empire returned. Comet found it fascinating to hear about a society not dominated entirely by mares, but admitted to himself that he couldn't thrive in such a place, at least not at first. The day passed quickly. As the sun set, so did the temperature. It would start snowing soon, and the rec room for the guards, a magical fire had been lit. It produced heat, but required no wood and gave off no smoke. Valerie marveled at the fire, since griffins forsook magic long ago in favor of a code of honor, graffido, which didn't allow the trickery of magic, another tidbit she told Comet while examining the fire. After the dinner of roasted oats and peeled carrots, Comet sat contentedly on a couch positioned near the fire. The other guard ponies had all gone off to bed, and the room was silent. He had hoped to see Angel at some point tonight, but it was quickly becoming apparent to Comet that his bat pony wasn't going to come. He sighed heavily, wondering what she was doing, when a voice broke the silence. Hey, Comet? Came a familiar voice. He spun around and saw a very timid-looking set of gold eyes staring at him, along with a flowing plume of white feathers. Oh, hey, Valerie, he replied. I thought you were asleep. It's too cold up in the bunk room, so I got up to get myself warm, she explained. What are you here for? Well, Comet started unsurely. I was going to meet Angel, but she's probably not coming. A tense silence permeated the room as Valerie's gaze dropped to the floor and Comet watched her. Of course he knew she liked him, especially after that kiss they shared. He was wary of her, mostly because he was committed to Angel, but a small part of him wanted her to stay a bit. Without even realizing he was saying it, he asked, Hey, you want to come and join me? Valerie's head perked up and her beak kind of moved to the side, and she slowly started to walk over to him. Suddenly very nervous, Comet scooted over to make room for Valerie as she climbed up into the seat next to him. She sighed contentedly at the warmth that greeted her claws and paws, causing Comet to give a smile. The two sat there in peaceful silence, just enjoying the fire, when Comet noticed Valerie was shivering slightly. You okay? He asked. Me? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a small breeze, Valerie responded with a smile. Oh, Comet replied. Well, here, switch seats with me. There's no breeze over here. Valerie protested at first, but another cold breeze washed over her, and she reluctantly moved. When she took Comet's seat, she noticed how warm it was, and thanked him for it. The orange Pegasus smiled gently, and the two sat in silence again. Nervous, but hoping to get somewhere with Comet, Valerie slowly moved over to him. When she was close enough, she could feel the heat radiating off of him inside. He would be a good pony to snuggle up with on a cold day. Comet noticed her sigh and passed a quick glance over to her. The griffin yawned widely, and Comet extended a wing over her, wrapping her in it. Valerie flinched at the initial touch, but stopped herself and enjoyed just being next to him. Soon, she had fallen asleep on the couch, leaning against Comet and dreaming about the warm color orange. Comet stayed awake as long as he could, trying to keep her comfortable before eventually falling asleep himself in her light and airy feathers.